Study sample set questions. The Scholastic Aptitude Test is a standard test that evaluates a student on his verbal, mathematical, and analytical skills. Through this test, universities assess individuals who want to pursue tertiary education after graduating from high school, or obtaining an equivalent level of education. The SAT test can be taken 7 times a year. Today there are a great number of universities who require certain SAT levels prior to admitting students for a 4-year program. It is considered that SAT scores and high school grades are the best way to assess whether an individual is worth the admission or not. Therefore, doing well on your SATs would be one good way of assuring you acceptance to a college or university of choice. Studying sample SAT questions is one good way to review and make sure you do well with the actual SATs. Here are a few tips. Study for short sessions. You do not have to memorize anything for the SAT, so you can afford to study for short sessions. For instance, you can study for 15 to 20 minutes and then take a break, and then study again, and so on. Doing so will help get your mind relaxed, and not too tense. This tip is effective for the critical reading section of the test, as it tests your vocabulary and grammar. The best ways you can improve in this area is by reading. One should read newspapers, magazines, books, and other literature. Studying for long hours is not only ineffective but also causes fatigue and stress. Prepare your study environment. The mathematics section of the test is the most important. Questions in this section are relatively tougher than the other 2 sections, and you have limited time to solve these. Therefore, you will need to be as alert and efficient as possible. You need to establish a study environment in which you can focus as much as possible. Take out all distractions, so you can concentrate on your studies. Make a schedule. Scheduling your study time and program is a very good idea when reviewing for the SATs. It saves time, and prevents you from wandering off the topic you are currently studying. Before even starting to study, you should develop a routine, and you should stick to it. A good schedule helps you manage your time and energy properly. Find some questions and practice. Before the day of your test finally comes, you should find time to do a mock SAT exam. You can usually buy these from a bookstore. You can also find practice tests from online resources like majortests.com and sat.collegeboard.com. While you practice, time yourself and see how much time you take to do each set. This would help you gauge how well you will do with the actual SAT, as the exam is time-bound. You should assess yourself and work on your time management. If you are taking more time than required to do one question or one set, then adjust accordingly. Don't dwell too much on any single section or question. The SATs are an important part of any student's life, especially if you intend to pursue higher education at college or university level. Study well and answer the test questions confidently.